Hello everyone, welcome to Marrow Minds. Have you ever felt like you're shouting into the void, like no matter how hard you try, the world just doesn't see you? You pour your heart and soul into an idea, only to be met with rejection, laughter, or worse, complete indifference. It's a lonely, frustrating place to be. But what if I told you that this very feeling, this constant rejection, could be the secret ingredient to unimaginable success? Today, we're diving into the incredible story of a man who was broke, ignored, and pushed aside by everyone, but used that rejection to build an empire. This isn't just a rags to riches tale. It's a masterclass in turning no into your greatest motivation. Our story begins with a young man named Jamie C. Today, you might know him as the founder of Ring, the video doorbell company that Amazon bought for over $1 billion. But back in 2013, Jamie was just another struggling inventor, drowning in debt and desperation. He had this idea, a simple yet brilliant one. A doorbell that lets you see and talk to whoever is at your door, right from your smartphone. He called it Doorbot. To him, it was a game changer for home security. To everyone else, it was a joke. He pitched his idea to investors, friends, family, anyone who would listen. The response was always the same. A doorbell? On your phone? Who needs that? He was told it was a niche product, a silly gadget, that the market was too small. He faced a constant barrage of no's. Each rejection was a blow, chipping away at his confidence and his bank account. He had poured his life savings into this project, working tirelessly out of his garage. He was running on fumes, both financially and emotionally. The pressure was immense. He had a family to support, bills piling up, and a dream that seemed to be slipping through his fingers. His last hope was a new TV show called Shark Tank. He thought if he could just get in front of these famous investors, these sharks, they would see the potential. They would understand his vision. He spent weeks preparing his pitch, perfecting every word, anticipating every question. When the day finally came, he walked into that tank, his heart pounding, and laid it all on the line. He demonstrated the Doorbot, explaining how it could prevent break-ins and give homeowners peace of mind. He poured out his passion, his belief, his desperation. And what did he get? More rejection. Mark Cuban, one of the most influential sharks, dismissed it almost immediately. He said, "I'll give you an offer. I'm out." Kevin O'Leary, aka Mr. Wonderful, called it a toy and said it had no future. One by one, the sharks dropped out. Lori Greiner saw some potential but thought it was too early. Only Kevin O'Leary threw him a lifeline, but it was a terrible deal. A complex royalty offer that would have crippled the company. With his dream crumbling on national television, Jamie had to make a choice. He looked at the sharks, the people he hoped would save him, and he did the unthinkable. He rejected their rejection. He turned down the offer and walked out of the Shark Tank with nothing. Imagine that moment. You're at your absolute lowest, broadcast to millions of people, and you're publicly told your dream is worthless. Most people would have quit. They would have packed it up, declared bankruptcy, and tried to forget the whole embarrassing episode. But Jamie didn't. That public humiliation became his fuel. He said later that walking out of that tank, he felt a strange sense of clarity. He knew the investors were wrong. He knew he had something special. The world just hadn't caught up yet, even though he didn't get a deal. Something incredible happened. The Shark Tank episode aired, and thousands of people who watched it didn't see a failure. They saw a brilliant idea. They saw what the sharks missed. Orders started flooding in. His website, which he expected to get a few hundred visits, was overwhelmed. The public's response was a massive validation. It proved he wasn't crazy. It proved there was a real need for his product. This is a crucial lesson. Sometimes the experts get it wrong. The gatekeepers, the investors, the critics, they don't always have the vision. The real test of an idea is the market itself, the actual people you're trying to help. The wave of support from the public gave Jamie the momentum he needed. He wasn't just a guy with a gadget anymore. He was the leader of a movement for better home security. Energized by this new wave of support, Jamie went back to the drawing board. He took the feedback seriously. He knew Doorbot wasn't the catchiest name. He rebranded the company to something simpler, stronger, more memorable. Ring, he refined the product, improved the technology, and focused on a single, powerful mission: to reduce crime in neighborhoods. He wasn't just selling a doorbell. He was selling safety, community, and peace of mind. His marketing was genius. He didn't just talk about features. He told stories. He used real customer testimonials, showing how Ring had helped people catch package thieves, deter burglars, and even just keep an eye on their kids playing in the front yard. He made it personal. He connected with the primal human desire to protect our homes and our loved ones. As the company grew, investors who had once laughed at him started calling, but now the tables had turned. Jamie was in the driver's seat. He had the sales, the data, and the public support to prove his concept. He ended up raising millions of dollars in funding, but on his own terms. He built a team that shared his passion and his vision. He never forgot the feeling of being the underdog, and he used it to build a company culture that was hungry, innovative, and relentless. And then came the ultimate validation. 5 years after he was rejected on Shark Tank, one of the original sharks, Kevin O'Leary, admitted it was one of the biggest mistakes he ever made. But the story gets even better. Another company came knocking on his door, a massive one. Amazon. They saw the empire Jamie had built from his garage. They saw the brand that had become a household name, and they made him an offer he couldn't refuse. Over $1 billion. Think about that. The man who was so broke he had to go on a TV show to beg for money was now a billionaire. The idea that was laughed at and dismissed was now owned by one of the largest companies in the world, and in a beautiful, full-circle moment, who was invited back to Shark Tank, not as a desperate entrepreneur, but as a guest shark. Jamie Siminoff sat in the very same chair where investors had rejected him, now ready to invest in the next generation of dreamers. He had gone from being ignored to being the one everyone wanted to impress. He owned it all. So, what can we learn from Jamie's incredible journey? First, rejection is not a stop sign. It's a redirection. It forces you to reevaluate, to get stronger, and to prove your critics wrong. It is data. Why did they say no? Is there a valid criticism you can learn from? Or are they just lacking vision? Jamie listened to the feedback, rebranded, and improved his product. Second, believe in your vision, even when no one else does. You are the expert on your own dream. Jamie's conviction was unshakable. That belief is what carried him through the darkest days. If you don't believe in your own idea, why should anyone else? Third, connect with your audience. The experts might be the gatekeepers, but the people are the true judges. Jamie went directly to the public, and they responded. In today's world, you have the power to build your own community, to prove your concept without waiting for permission from the top. And finally, never give up. It sounds cliché, but it's the fundamental truth of every success story. The path to success is paved with failure, humiliation, and doubt. The people who make it are the ones who just keep walking. Jamie could have quit 100 times, but he kept going, fueled by every no he received. His story is a powerful reminder that your current situation is not your final destination. Being broke, ignored, or rejected is a temporary state, not a permanent identity. It's a chapter in your story, not the end of the book. So, the next time someone tells you no, the next time you feel like the world is against you, think of Jamie. Think of the guy in his garage, drowning in debt, with nothing but a crazy idea about a doorbell. Remember that every rejection is just an opportunity to come back stronger. Take that no, and use it to build your own billion-dollar empire. Thank you so much for watching. If this story inspired you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content that helps you turn your dreams into reality. Let me know in the comments about a time you faced rejection and how you overcame it. Let's inspire each other. See you in the next video.